YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you want, you can always subscribe down below. As you know, as you look out the window, it is a snow day today. This is like our 4th blizzard in 3 weeks here in the Philadelphia area. Sorry about my phone. So I figured we would all just lay back, casually talk about something that brings a little brightness to our life, and that is my highlight collection. I want to do a full makeup collection, but I always feel like my collection is just never ready, and this whole room is kind of just a disaster. Grab a coffee, grab a snack. Let's just talk about glowing to the heavens. Now this is going to be a long ass video, okay? First, let's talk about my highlighter palettes. I have 4 of my Anastasia, and yes, I know I have more highlight than I can ever use in my freaking life. And my first is my Sugar Glow Kit. This is so pretty. Starburst, which is the pinky shade, and Marshmallow are my favorite in here, but as the summer comes, I think I'll get more use out of the others. My favorite Anastasia Glow Kit is Gleam. Why? Because this shade here, Crushed Pearl, is Bay. This also has Starburst in it, and then these are slightly lighter. This is definitely my favorite. This has one of my favorite highlighters in general in it. It's a little bit too dark for me in a couple tones, but that shade Summer is it's like the most stunning gold highlight. It looks super golden here, but on my skin, it translates a little more champagne. Sorry if it also feels like I'm rushing. We have so much to talk about. Then I have the Aurora Glow Kit. I thought about getting the Moonchild Glow Kit, but there's a couple in here that I think are a little more wearable actually. There's grays and stuff in the Moonchild, and I just don't think I want to bring something so ghoulish to my face. Next I have the ColourPop in Nudendo palette. This is a very, very pretty palette. Very warm toned pretty shades. I also have the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit, but this may also be my favorite. Every shade in here looks super intimidating, but they are actually very wearable. This shade, Forever Young, as you can see, it is dug up, is my favorite in there. Next is the Carly Bible palette. I count this as a highlight palette because I'd rather use the highlighters than the eyeshadows. I'm not a huge fan of the eyeshadows. I think they're just too powdery for me. The highlights are pretty. They're just a little too fallouty and way too powdery and show a lot of texture on my skin. So this ain't my favorite. Next is a product that I think gets shit all over all the time and I love, and it's the Tarte Pro Glow palette. This has 4 highlighter shades in Lit, Strobe, Stunner, and Fire. The shades Strobe and Stunner are amazing. They are so pretty. I actually think that Strobe, even though there has some glitter in it, it just pulls beautifully on my skin. This is like a Lit from Within Crazy Glow to the Gods palette, and everybody hates it, but I love it. Next is the Becca Après-Ski Glow Face palette. It has 3 highlighters in it, 2 bronzers, and a blush. So I mostly bought this for rose quartz. I feel like that's a better. Oh, you guys can see everything over there and all my, sorry, I know it's all gross. I haven't used that this much. The shades are a little too dark, so I feel like I'd be able to use this in the summer a little more. Next we have the Naked Cosmetics. You guys know I got this in a BoxyCharm. It is a highlight palette. It is all super, super duper colorful shades. The packaging are what's stunning about it. I need to delve into it a little bit deeper, but this is also not my favorite. I'm not super into colorful highlights. So those are my highlighter palettes. I believe I might have a couple more in my drawer. There might be some in my kit. I didn't pull it apart. Sorry guys. I have in front of my little dividers in my drawer is I have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Gold Bar highlighter. This is just way too chalky and gold for me. I know a lot of people love this, but I actually don't think, I think this is just too, it doesn't pull very gold, it's just too bronze for me. Oh, here we go. Oh God. I know, a lot guys, a lot. My newest addition is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. It's a beautiful gold. I just couldn't resist. First of all, it's huge. Second of all, look at how stunning that is. I am obsessed. It doesn't give the best payoff, but I need to use it more. Next, I have the Fenty Beauty highlighter in Fire Crystal and Lightning Dust. I absolutely love this highlighter. I think it gives a very wet and lit from within look. Next is one of my favorite drugstore highlighters. It is the Milani highlighter in the shade Afterglow. This is a stunning pinky champagne highlight. I am obsessed with Lorac highlighters, and I just forgot some of my favorite highlighters ever are in the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean collection. Unfortunately, that is packed away in my kit, but I also have another Lorac highlighter that I love, and it is in the shade Starlight. It's just a light, pretty champagne gold. Next is actually an H&M eyeshadow. It looks like this that I love to use as a highlighter. I actually use this a lot. It is in the shade Ingenue. It's just a very beautiful white. Like, I'll show you. It's supposed to be an eyeshadow, but it's a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. Next is from the brand Nomad. I believe I got this in a Ipsy bag. And it is in the shade Principessa. It actually can be pretty. I like to use the champagne-y side. I have two e.l.f. baked eyeshadows that I thought would make pretty highlighters that I have to scrape the tops off of. This is the baked eyeshadow in the shade Moonlight Serenade, Enchanted. I have two by Laura Geller, one which is too dark for me, but I got it during the craze, and it is Gilded Honey. That is much more wearable to me, and I actually really like, but can never get it open. And it is in the shade Charming Pink. I love the way these baked gelato swirl highlighters look. I like them a lot. And I have a small Becca Opal, which is also a little too dark for me. And I have a little sample of the Balm's Mary Luminizer. Next I have a palette by Pure, which is called the Elevation palette. I bought it because the shades at the time to me I thought were so pretty and natural. Now I'm not really super into a natural look, but they still are very pretty. The shade Boost, Altitude, which is like marbled, and Upgrade. Sorry if you hear a snowblower, but my neighbor is out snow blowing during the blizzard, as most normal people do. Next is another new one. It is from the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Goth collection, and it is in the shade White Raven. It's just a beautiful, it's like a white shade with a blue violet iridescence. I know my nails are disgusting, but I have severe anxiety, so I bite them off. I'm not just saying that I have severe anxiety, I do. This is another one that's too dark for me. It is Crown of My Canopy by Wet n Wild. This was like super popular back in the day, and I felt left out if I didn't have it. Severe FOMO, so I got it. And then this one is in the shade Precious Petals, which seems a little more wearable, but it is still pretty dark. Everybody raves about these, and I have yet to really understand what the rave is about because these are too dark for me. I know they have more shades now that I want to try, but as of right now, I'm good with what I got. Then I have this little e.l.f. Elements palette, and in here I actually keep the Ofra highlighter in the shade Golden Glow. It's like this, and it is an Ofra highlighter. Very pretty. My boyfriend works from home on snow days, so if you hear him talking or on the phone, that is why. I also have an Ofra blush in here. These both came in Ipsy bags. Guess he's not working too hard. Next I have one of my favorite drugstore highlighters. It is the Physicians Formula Natural Nude Palette, and I just like to swirl it in different colors and get a highlight. I have three more Wet n Wild highlighters. These kind of stink, but this is Where the Dreamers Go, which is a geometric highlight. This is Sun Ceremony, if I could get it open. Ooh. And Desert Explorations. These are like super subtle and kind of chalky. They're not my favorite. They're like way too natural for me. And then we have the e.l.f. It says blush, but this is a highlighter in the shade Gotta Glow. Back in the day, this was like the only drugstore highlighter you had to have. It was a dupe for NARS Albatross, and now you can tell it's like super gross and chalky and not good, but it's kind of nostalgic. I need to declutter. You don't need to tell me, I know. Next I have the Physicians Formula Translucent Pearl highlighter. This is also very, very, very neutral. I have the Benefit What's Up little highlight sample. This is tiny, it came with something. I have a very broken and well-loved, even though it doesn't look like it, Hard Candy's Tiki, which was like the go-to drugstore highlight for a while. It is actually beautiful, but it's a little too subtle for me now as a highlight and dark, but I feel like it would make a pretty setting powder when I FI. Well, I'm very fake tan for me right now. Like, I don't ever look like this. Then I have 3 of the Makeup Revolution highlighters. I have this one in Golden Lights, which is like this beautiful goldeny, very great for holidays highlighter. I also have the shade Radiant Lights, which is like a more champagne pink pretty highlighter. And I have the very strange one, which is Peach Lights, which is not peach at all. It just pulls very lilac. So that is all for this little tray. I'll show you what is behind my tray. Behind the tray I have a Catrice Illuminating Highlighter Pen. It's like a click pen that has like a very intense highlighter in it that I have not used much, I will say. I have 2 Hard Candy Glow All the Ways. These are, I mix them sometimes, they're face and body luminizer. I'll mix them sometimes with foundations. I'll mix them sometimes into my primers. Just that kind of stuff. In the back I have another highlight palette. I have the Jaclyn Hill and Becca highlight palette. It has 2 blushes in it, but it also has Prosecco Pop and Champagne Pop. This is something I just randomly bought on a whim. It is the Wet n Wild Moon Tears Loose Highlighter. I'll just show you what it looks like from the side, but it is stunning. I am obsessed with this, and this was like $6.99. It's beautiful. Too Faced Diamond Highlighter, and I did not know this was like green and pink and blue and purple. This is a strange product. Next I have the NYX Strobe of Genius palette. This is actually a very beautiful highlight palette from the drugstore. It's like, it was expensive. It's like on sale all the time now, but this is a very pretty palette. I have the Hourglass First Ambient Edit palette. This is like $80. I've never gotten another one because they just are a little weird to me. They're nice, but there's nothing like, I think, crazy good about them. Next, I have a Makeup Revolution Ultra Strobe Bomb palette, which I just thought was really cool. It's like all these different colored highlighters in a cream form. One of my favorites too is I have the Stila Starlight Star Bright palette, if I could get it open. This is when they first came out with like their putty highlighters. They have Kitten, Ballerina, oh no, Transcendence, which is the pink, Kitten in the middle, which I love, and Bronze. These are actually really pretty and they stay very good in this palette. Then I have the Pure Bronze and Brighten, which I more so just use for the highlighter. Got it in a BoxyCharm. The highlighter is beautiful, the bronze is a little much. And I'm just waiting for it not to be snowing outside to use that very bright blush. Then I have the City Color Sunlight Trio. This has one of the prettiest blushes, and I actually think that one of my prettiest highlighters in it. It's very gold, but I just think it gives you a beautiful sheen to your cheeks. And this was like $3.99 from Five Below. I have one more tray in here with a couple more like high-end and other products. Sorry if you're like, why are you showing this? I just feel like talking about some highlights, guys. So I have the Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana. This is supposed to be a highlight. I don't really understand how this is a highlight. To me, this is more of like an illuminating setting powder. 2 more limited edition Wet n Wild products that I bought for the highlighters in them, but it is Sunset Junction. The highlighter in it is stunning. There's another one where this one is a little more pink, but it is Fair Trade Coffee. And they are so, the highlighters in here are some of the most overlooked products. They are stunning. And I'm just gonna say stunning 442,000 times, guys. Then I have a Wet n Wild Mega Glow Multi-Stick in the shade Marigold Round. And this is actually very pretty as well. I don't discriminate when it comes to highlighters, guys. I have problems. Then I have the e.l.f. Bronzing and Glow in Sunkissed. I don't know if I will keep this because it is just very powdery and not the best. I actually have a Wet n Wild highlighter, but I don't know where it is right now that I think about it. Like one of the ones that are just like the custom Cover FX drops, but I have the shade Halo, which is like a bluish color. My favorite, which is the shade Celestial, which I like mix with everything. I have another beautiful shade in Moonlight. It's like a golden champagne. And then the darker shade in Rose Gold, which it honestly is rose gold. Then I have the Milk Makeup Stick in just called highlighter. Looks like this. I got this in a like BoxyCharm, something like that. Two cream ones I actually do like are the LA Girl Velvet Contour Highlight Sticks. I have two shades. This one is in Radiance. This one I believe is the more pinky one in Luminous. These are really nice. I like them a lot. Then I have the Trust Fund Beauty That Glow Though highlighter stick. Also from an Ipsy. Also from a Sephora Play, I have the Trustique highlighter in the shade, just says Mini Highlight Stick. Minty highlight stick. Then I have the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Highlight. It looks like this. It's a cushion. I'll swatch it on my finger for you. That's what it looks like on my finger. Very pretty. I love this product. Then I have the Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion Highlighter. This is one of my favorites. It is absolutely beautiful and crazy. I have two of the Too Faced Love Light highlighters. I have it in Blinded by the Light, which is like the pretty silver champagne color. These are kind of like a baked gelée au naturel. I wish they were a little more blinding, but they are very au naturel on the skin. And then this is the shade Ray of Light, which is a little more pinky salmon. I have a bunch of ColourPop. I have the shade Flexitarian, which is like the most intense champagne. Up way more gold on camera. I have the shade Smoke and Whistles, which is like a very pretty pinky color. They're all coming up super similar on camera. But that one is definitely more pink. Then I have the shade Fanny Pack, which is like a glittery, just pure white. I just realized now that my camera shut off, it does not let me review what I was filming, unfortunately, on the TV, so I don't know where I left off. I think I was on my ColourPop highlighters, but that was the end of the video, guys. If this seems a little random, I just figured we'd talk about some bright stuff in our life, aka highlighter during this blizzard, okay? Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great one.